Heh. Heh. We're here with this game that I randomly decided to play.
Nier Automata.
So this game came
Automata.
out. This game came out early 2017, and I picked it up the day it came out, and it's a good game. I really like it.
Let's do it.
It's made by Platinum, who is known for making action games, and yeah.
Let's do this thing. So, question of the part. What's your favorite weeb thing that you do? You know you got something. So tell us. Tell us, Alex. And maybe someone else. John. I like DBZ. Is that weeb? I know it's not.
I think I'm just gonna do normal.
I mean, it's an LP, so why...
This game isn't necessarily hard, but death is pretty punishing in this game.
So, this one's a pretty long one, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long it's going to be because there's a lot of side quests and a lot of extra content, but if I kind of like rush through stuff and maybe do side quests on the side,
life and death.
like not on LPs,
Is this a curse?
it might not be
or
that
some
long.
kind of punishment? I often think about the God who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
So yeah, this game. So the director of this game is a guy named Yoko Taro, who is a madman who has directed only weird games and has generally worked with Square. He made all the Drakengard games except the second one, and he made Nier and then Nier Automata. And they're all really weird games, and up until this game, all of his games have generally really sucked.
Okay.
Like Drakengard 1 is a cult classic because of the storytelling and the dialogue alone, because the game is so bad. It is like nearly unplayable. So, this game actually has a kind of interesting history behind it. So, after Nier was made, I assume Square really wasn't interested in making another Nier game because the original one was a cult classic and people like it because of Yoko Taro, but it didn't sell that well, and the game also is panned by critics because it sucks. The original Nier is not a very fun game. But essentially,
I thought people liked that one.
I like Nier for every reason that's not the gameplay, because the gameplay is bad.
Okay.
But essentially, there is a guy who worked on Dragon Quest games that was just so sick of working on Dragon Quest games, and he told Square that if they did not let Yoko Taro make a new game, he would quit the company. And that immediately they were like, okay, I guess we gotta do this now. And that's the reason why this game was made.
Well, I know that people would always ask for this game a lot, you know? So, like... I thought that this was like a turn-based RPG, to be honest.
No. This is I mean, the beginning is weird because it starts with like the shoot 'em up segment, but it's mostly a hack and slash like character action game, kind of like DMC and stuff. So we'll see how this goes. If this LP ends up being boring or whatever, because after this. It has a pretty good initial segment, but it does, like, kind of cool off for a while. And if it ends up being boring, I might not finish it, but I think I will.
Cool either way. I think we've had enough freaking bad horror games in a row, so...
2B to Operator 6-0. All Allied units down. The operation is compromised.
Yeah, I like the background, how it's, like, underneath you and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really reminds me of like Ikaruga or a more modern like shoot 'em up type of thing.
There we go.
And this, we just finished DMC 1, which the final boss had this sort of segment in it. And I don't think Hideki Kamiya was directly involved in this game. I don't think he was the director or anything, but it's still a Platinum game, so he probably had at least a little bit of influence. So I think that's interesting that we just came off a game like that.
So is this mostly a shooter?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, the beginning is just, it's sort of odd in the fact that it is. But it's, I would say 95% of the time a hack and slash game.
Okay. Does it have other times where it's a shooter?
Occasionally, but not very often.
Okay.
In fact, the beginning of the game is kind of front-loaded with it, which kind of gives it a wrong impression.
Yeah, I mean, if I started the game and the first thing I did was this, I'd be like, oh, okay. It's a shooter.
Yeah, it's like a shooter, but not like it's necessarily amazing or anything. It's serviceable.
Well, you can do the 360, which is nice.
Yeah. Anything that uses the, I just call it Smash TV controls, where you can move and aim at the same time, it's so much better. But yeah, so Nier has sort of a complicated premise. I mean, this game's plot is not exactly complicated. I would say more the premise is complicated. But the original Nier was based on a very weird and almost joke ending of the original Drakengard.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've always heard that the Nier's ending, like isn't its true ending like spoilers obviously, but isn't it like its true ending something real crazy, like everyone dies or something like that? Or am I thinking of a different game?
How do I even explain Drakengard and Nier's plot? So I guess as a spoilers, if you want to know about Drakengard or Nier, you should not listen to what I'm about to say.
Spoilers!
But Drakengard is a game where it takes place in, I guess, like the middle, like medieval times. And there's an ending in that game where basically you fight against this, I don't even know exactly what it is. It's like some sort of god or like some sort of being. And it seems like it kind of causes all humanity to... I don't even know how to explain it, because I don't even actually remember the ending that well, so I guess I won't exactly explain it too much. But Nier is based off that very weird ending. And it takes place literally thousands of years in the future. And the entire plot is about humans and... I don't even know how to explain this.
This enemy is unrelated. Proposal, dispatch it as swiftly as possible.
You don't say.
The plot is... I'm having a hard time here. It's about replicants of, like, artificial humans. And, like, there's sort of this, like, it seems like it's some sort of disease or something going around where there's sort of these black shadows that are kind of wiping out humanity, and it seems like it's affecting basically everyone. And at some point, the government or something, some sort of organization, makes the idea to make these artificial human vessels called replicants to like house souls in them. But it is not like a very easy process, and those like black shadow things are a very like big problem going on. But you don't exactly know what's going on in Nier for almost the entire game until they kind of like exposition dump you at the very end. But it's a very interesting game, and it's almost mostly, at least the American version of Nier, is mostly about you play as like a father who wants to save his daughter, and that's really the most driving force around it. And all the other plot going on is sort of secondary,
2B, right?
and just makes it more complicated.
9S. I'm here to provide support.
Copy that.
So,
Base
is
9S.
that big old buzzsaw the Goliath you came here to take out?
No, just another defensive system.
Oh, well, I guess we have to
This
find
is
the
some
target
pretty
then,
good
huh?
voice acting,
I've got
actually.
a flight unit, so I'll take a look around the perimeter.
All right, I'll work my way
Yeah, I have
inside from
nothing
the ground.
wrong with this stuff.
I'm surprised. Platforming elements.
The 9S voice actor I definitely recognize from something. I'm not exactly sure.
I like how fast you move in general. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, platinum games are always kind of fast, but this game especially.
Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I just remember seeing like a YouTube video about like the 10 craziest or whatever endings, and Nier was on it, and I didn't really understand it at all. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, and going back to kind of talking about Nier, so there's a lot of different endings in that game. That's sort of like a staple of Yoko Taro games, is that they have a million endings, and all of them are wildly different. And some of the endings can be pretty brutal in their like implications.
2B? Ma'am?
What is it?
I was going to send you the map data I collected earlier.
Do it.
There's one ending in the original
Do
Nier
it.
where there's a character named Kane, and you want to save her, but the only way to really save her is to, you basically have to sacrifice your entire existence. Like, not even just your life. Like, you have to sacrifice, like, the fact that you existed and, like, no one will remember you. And it's such a cool ending because it permanently deletes your save data. And if you go back and try to make a save file with your name, the one that you did that was deleted, it'll say something like, you're not allowed to do that. And it's really cool things like that Yoko Taro is just a very interesting director. I don't think he's even necessarily a very good director, because obviously
He sounds like the guy who did like Saga Frontier, you know? Where he has all these crazy ideas, and sometimes they're implemented really well, and sometimes they're like really bad.
Yeah. And his games are also known for being extremely like morbid and depressing. Like the original, oh my god, I wanted to play the original Drakengard, but the game sucked so much that I didn't want to play it. But watching a playthrough of that game is oppressive of how depressing it is.
Huh.
And basically all the endings suck. It's just like how little you get screwed. In fact, the original Drakengard is pretty interesting. It might be one of my favorite stories that he did. The main character dies pretty early on in the story, and he kind of sacrifices his life to form a pact with a dragon to gain power. And usually when you form a pact with a dragon, you have to give up something, and in his case, he had to give up the ability to speak, so he has like a brand on his tongue. And like, it's pretty obvious, even though he doesn't tell dialogue, is that he went completely insane and he just wants revenge.
I'm glad you're here.
So the entire game is about
like me mostly work alone.
basically being the villain, and all of your allies also have some sort of like mental deficiency.
Emotions are prohibited.
Like, one of the characters is actually just like
And another thing.
a child murderer. It is bizarre that a game like that
Alright, then.
existed in like the mid-2000s.
Huh.
And like almost no one knows about it because the game sucks, and it's like was pretty obscure before Yoko Taro became like a cult.
Well, there's 3 Drakengard games now, right?
The second one doesn't count because it wasn't directed by him, and the second one sucks. Because there's nothing to go off of it. Like, the original Drakengard isn't a very good game, but at least it had something to go off of and something unique to it, but Drakengard 2 pretty much tones all of that down. And the third game is really weird. It is just a madman doing whatever he wants.
Well, that's good. You need an absolute madman, just able to do his thing.
I guess humans used to use it as a weapons factory, but now it's just crawling with machines.
9S is my
The enemy
favorite.
seems to have repurposed the facility to increase their overall machine
I like all the
production.
characters
So
in
if
this
we don't
game.
destroy it,
2B at first seems like she's a very, like, stoic and emotionless, like, main character, but there's, like, a definitive reason why she acts like that. And I think all the characters in this game are very interesting and memorable.
Dude, we're like 5 months away from it. FF7 Remake, Part 1!
I hope it's not bad.
We're getting there! It's gonna be interesting.
I just hope the combat system is good. Because I know there's gonna be a million nitpicks that I'm gonna have. They're gonna remove stuff or change stuff, and every single thing that they change, I'm gonna be like, why'd they have to change this?
It's just accessing random
It's funny because
nonsensical data from the old world. There's no actual meaning behind
it just shows you how Nintendo can do no wrong compared to a lot of companies, because they come out and they make Link's Awakening remake, which is literally just a shot-by-shot, 100% remake, nothing new, nothing changed, and people are like, yes! But, like, I guarantee if they like, oh, we added this to FF7, they'll be like, no!
And like, FF7 remake is probably like 10 times the budget of Link's Awakening remake. Like, Nintendo never publishes their budgets for any of their games, but you gotta imagine that most of their budgets are like a lot less than basically any other like AAA company.
I would figure.
But yeah, I saw a lot of dissenters like complain about Link's Awakening remake, but even they, like, I don't see the game being talked about almost at all recently. But a lot of people don't even like complain, even though it's like a full $60, just such a low. I'm not gonna say it's a low effort, but it's a low risk remake. It's just by the numbers. It has appealing graphics, but not amazing graphics. The art design, it's serviceable. It is a remake, and it's $60.
60 USD, thank you, Nintendo-based Nintendo!
But hey, at least the game's complete, and it's not 1/5 of the game, like FF7 remake would be.
I can't wait to face Ruby Weapon on the PS6. Pretty stoked, bros!
Apparatus detected on enemies. Close range combat is advised.
They should just, for FF7 Part 2, make it VR. Yes! Do it! What's that thing next to you that shoots?
It's your, like, pod thing. So, it's really good. I would say that, unfortunately, on easy and normal, because you can lock onto enemies, it's pretty brain dead. You basically just hold down... You basically just hold down R1 and L2, and it'll just do its thing. There's nothing really to think about. On harder difficulties, you have to manually aim it. Like, I can manually aim it like this, so that's what you have to do. But by then, because you have to, like, hit the face buttons and then also use the R button to control this, it can get pretty hectic.
Got that glorious full Smash TV going on right now.
Yeah, one thing you'll definitely notice, and this applies to original Nier as well, is that they take a lot of ideas and a lot of inspirations from a lot of different games and just kind of have like these mini segments where they'll do like shoot 'em up, or they'll do like bullet hell section, or some homage to something else.
Factory, but couldn't find anything resembling our target.
Maybe they, I don't know, moved it somewhere?
This setting reminds me of the tank. No, the plant on MGS2, kinda.
Birds? Yeah, there's more
but...
plants and animals here than there used to be. Probably because the environment's changed.
You know what else? I see like the overgrown vegetation and stuff. It kind of reminds me of. Oh, it's such a good game, but it's one I can never LP because it's too long. Enslaved. Odyssey to the West.
Oh yeah, it's pretty similar because this game takes place in like the year, I forget exactly. It's like year 6000.
Dude, Enslaved is such a good, like, unique title that they'll never make another one quite like it again.
But should we check it out?
It was definitely a weird game that just kind of came out, and then...
Yeah. I can't even tell you who made it, but it's just like... You're just like, oh, they made this?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, cool.
Bet on that.
I don't think the game is like that amazing, but I mean, it was better than most of the AAA stuff.
I just remember it being, thinking it was just very unique. I will say it's a shame, all these multiplats, since I have a 360 in the house now, which is like literally the first time ever, and the reason for that is Guitar Hero 2 is on the 360, that a lot of these games that I want to play for the older system, I'm considering doing it for 360, because 360 just runs better than PS3 for most games, because most games were like designed on the PS3 and then, or excuse me, designed on the 360 then ported to the PS3, so like they just run better. But I'm like, now that I have the 360, there's like a billion 360 and PS3 games I want to play.
Like what?
What?
Like what?
Bruh. Well, it's not specifically 360 exclusives, but I want to go through Alice Madness Returns again. I want to go through Alan Wake. I want to try but not play Ride to Hell Retribution and Damnation. I would consider it an Enslaved one again. I actually would want to do whichever Gears of War, like Gears of War 3, because I like games like that. Like they're fine to me.
I think other Gears are pretty solid.
Yeah,
they're not games that I would go to.
Yeah. What else? There's others I'll think of them. Yo. Boom. Just fight this dude.
That's what we're doing.
Roar. You know what this is? The opening boss of every Mega Man X game.
It's also, whenever there's a big boss, it's almost the same thing every time, where it's like, you can't obviously fight a guy like this, so you have to like take liberties of just being like, oh, it's not gonna move, and you just like fight its arms. I mean, luckily they do subvert it eventually, but I always find it funny whenever there's like a big boss, and like every game does this in the world, where essentially they're stationary and they just like swing down their arms, and you'll have like Kratos just like attack its fingers, and then it's like, oh, it's dead somehow.
Or you use the fingers to get to the face and you hit the face or whatever. Yeah, that's the only bad thing about having like a big boss like this. Only 15 recoveries remaining.
Yeah, so this initial section, they use recoveries automatically, but that will stop soon. And then you have to pay attention.
9S!
I do unfortunately remember that this game
What's your status?
does not exactly have the best opening in the world. Like, you have this like kind of like big action set piece, but it really doesn't like do much exactly, and then it gets kind of slower, but then the game gets really good later on. So just want to get through it.
What's that skill thing going down?
So when you hit L1, right now he has like a laser skill, but yeah, whenever it goes down, you can use the laser again. It takes a lot more than the Vulcan. I was like stuck. Just up on the air. There, should be done soon.
All those fives. Do.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much we'll hear it, but I actually do really like the soundtrack in this game. Very interesting.
Do you know what this setting right now reminds me of? And the fact that you're fighting like someone that's much bigger than you, and the fact that they keep breaking the bridge. Literally Chaos and Sonic Adventure.
Packing in.
Like dead serious. It reminds me of running up the highways or whatever. You can't go on much long. No, I can never gonna go.
Maybe
can that please be the next LP? All the rest of the ones from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, I guess I should.
I mean,
it's not like any of them are that bad. Like the worst is definitely Big the Cat, but even.
But that's the shortest too.
Amy's probably shorter.
And then you can do. Super Sonic.
Yeah, but Super Sonic is like cool, and obviously his soundtrack is awesome. But that fight actually sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Uh-oh.
Send a support request to command.
So, like, the whole deal with this is, like, Shadow of the Colossus, then? Like you said, they like borrow from like games they like and whatever.
Yeah, I guess this could be a homage. I mean, big enemy encounters is such a...
That's true.
So many games do it.
Well, I was thinking more of the fact that like you're climbing up them like a...
Yeah,
like
I could definitely see the Shadow Colossus.
9S.
Oh, damn. What? Why would they do that?
They're awful. The machines must be terminated.
9S!
So one of the themes of this game, and it's not even subtle, is that this game is pretty anti-war, and it's very against the good versus evil kind of rhetoric that a lot of nations say about things. And when you think about like the feelings of the opposing sides,
2B, just go.
You shut up too.
We're soldiers. We take pride in our service.
It's weird so far having all characters with no eyes.
229 flight unit. Command
Or not visible eyes.
677 received. Usage rights transferred from 9S to 2B. Requesting acknowledgement.
Please.
I actually forget if the blindfold is some sort of plot relevance thing, but you do play a character that you can clearly see her eyes. So I don't think it actually does anything. It definitely creates an interesting character, or design, that has been pretty popular ever since it came out. I think they hired like some prolific Japanese artist just to design the characters.
Let's go. You're up to 6 now? Oh my god.
Yeah, luckily, even though it looks like it's a huge health bar, it's not too bad. I think by the time you're like down to half health or 1/3 health,
It talks? I didn't know the machines had that kind of intelligence.
2B, I found a weakness in the target. Hacking in to provide support.
Yes, 9S. Your final act is as a hero.
2B,
yep, we've never seen 9S again.
on the enemy's upper arm. Use your pod. Should be able to take it over.
I told you to shut up!
See ya.
Control of upper arm. Seized from enemy unit. Marking weak point. Got it.
Seize this control system.
Affirmative. Infiltrating enemy subunit. Behavior table adjusted. Balance controls overridden. Enemy unit subjugation complete.
Fight him.
Boom! Boom!
Yes. Just do that from now on.
So my initial idea of why I decided to LP this game, and I like made this decision like 2 hours before LP started, was I was just looking for a game to play, and I was like, I've been really in a mecha mood because I've been watching a lot of Gundam series, and I was like, oh yeah, those Gundam PS2 games, I have like 4 of them, I'll try one of them out. And I tried out the one called Return to Jaburo, and it was one of the worst games I ever played in my life.
Good.
And I was like, I just want to play like a mecha type of game, and I was looking around my shelf, I was like, wait,
Contact command.
That's sort of a
Request
long game I
assistance.
could LP for a while, and it sort of has mecha stuff in the beginning.
It
Let's do
doesn't
that.
look like that's going to be necessary.
Oh, great.
Rut-row?
Everything will be fine. Just 3 more of those guys.
It's like Metal Gear Ray. It's coming from everywhere.
Man, the Metal Gear Ray
Don't
fight
imagine that-
is such a Kino moment.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to
Like,
end well.
might be one of the most Kino moments in all of video games.
I think MGS2 doesn't get enough
Box.
love.
People just hate it
It's
because
ready.
Mo Ride and
Yeah.
Ma subversion of expectations.
Right.
And that's bad. Although it is bad when you're talking about Star Wars episode.
I think about the MG series decently often. 3 is definitely the most
Destruction of
unique,
enemy
no
hostiles
question at all.
Via black box reaction.
1 is probably like the most balanced overall, and then 2 just has I don't know, the gameplay's just so awesome.
The gameplay is really awesome.
Truly.
It just sucks that MGS2 is like
The owner was mine.
10 hours of cutscenes to 2 hours of gameplay. But then again, that's better than MGS4's 2 hours of gameplay to 20 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah. I don't think I could ever play MGS4 again, even though it was hella freaking epic.
I mean, I've said this before, but I hate MGS4 in so many ways.
I'm what's her name again? 2B?
To be.
I'm 2B. Heh.
So we're getting to know the organization Yorha.
This game is all about camera angles.
Yes, camera angles are used a lot.
Huh?
So, mission complete and all that, huh? The
He's
Goliaths were
alive.
wiped out, and we secured a route into enemy territory. Now we can...
9S.
Yeah?
Thank you for uploading my data to the bunker.
I did that? Sorry, I
Uh-oh.
don't remember. There wasn't a whole lot of bandwidth down there, you know? I probably only had enough time to back up your memories. Mine are only intact up to the point just before we rendezvoused.
I see.
Glory to mankind.
Glory to mankind.
Wait, so they work for man or whatever?
Well, we'll get into that.
Okay.
So another thing that this game...
Why's she mad? Yep.
Okay. Another thing that this game tackles in terms of theming is like existence, existential crisis, humanism, I guess. And it's ironic because all the characters that you see are all androids, so they're not even actually human, but they kind of battle with the fact that they have emotions and they are basically human, but they don't really know how to deal with it.
The year
It's
mankind's
interesting.
glorious history came to a sudden and abrupt end. When the world was invaded by aliens from beyond the stars, the aliens unleashed a new breed of weapon, machine life forms, that all but annihilated human civilization. The handful of survivors that remained fled from Earth, seeking refuge on the moon. 5204 AD. Humanity launched its counterattack, deploying an army of androids from a network of orbiting bases. But after more than a dozen large-scale descents upon the enemy, we still haven't managed to repel the invaders.
5204 AD, war was
That is
beginning.
why you, the Yorha forces, exist. To break this stalemate, once and for all. You are our ultimate weapon, and you must put an end to this war.
Understood, sir.
I always find it interesting. I don't know if there's an actual reason,
Glory to mankind.
but I always find it interesting when you're in the Yorha base that they have this sort of like desaturated with a light blue filter over it.
Huh.
I'm gonna say that there's some sort of symbolism behind that, but I just think it's a very interesting artistic decision. I forgot about this.
Oh my god, they make you do all this stuff?
So it's another thing where they kind of play with the fact that you do settings in games like this. And they're basically, because you're an Android, the settings are like your OS settings, which I think is really interesting. Like every like in-game thing has like a explanation. Like saving is about backing up your memories to the Yorha like mother base. And like when you die, your body permanently dies and they just send a replacement body. But it only backs up your memories the last time you saved. So there's like an in-universe reason for saving and loading, which is interesting.
So, go ahead and adjust your settings so you can hear me, alright? Alright,
Based.
are we good now? Thank you. Anyway, that takes care of the settings. Hold on. Your self-destruct permissions are missing. Wait a sec, we need to restore those.
I don't want to do
I could set it
self-destruct.
for you, but you should probably do it yourself. Regulations and all, you know?
No.
Huh? Wait, no. You need to leave that turned on.
Nah.
Yeah, you can't really do that. It needs to be turned on except in very specific cases. I'm afraid I can't leave this as is, ma'am. Please give your permission. Hey, come on now. I'm just trying to follow regulations
I
here.
think that's the last, like, unique thing.
Hey, come on now. I'm just... Okay, good. If things go wrong during an op, you may have to sacrifice yourself in order to finish it. So, once you're finished making adjustments, you can go ahead and close this out.
Instantly closes. Eyes.
Morning.
Yeah.
S.
The commander's put me in charge of your maintenance, ma'am. That means I'll be performing regular checks on you from now on.
I see.
Oh, don't worry. We 9S models are the best around, you know. Though I suppose we're not exactly known for our modesty.
They're also known for being
9S.
manlets.
What is it,
I guess
ma'am?
it is true.
Stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
There's no need to be so formal.
Alright. If you say so. Oh, I almost forgot. The commander was calling for you. We better go see what's up, man. 2B. You need to be near an access point to save your data. You can see access points on the close-range map. Be sure to save often.
Ah, 2B. Maintenance finished? Yes, Commander. You detonated your black box in order to defeat the enemy. Bold, but risky. Try not to be so reckless next time.
Sorry, Commander.
Understood. I know you're fresh out of maintenance, but I have another mission for you. I need you to head to the surface, rendezvous with the Resistance, and do some recon.
Doesn't Yorha have a dedicated resistance contact already?
We haven't been able to get in touch with them, so we'll need you to look into that as well. Understood.
Run, 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 run. Literally faster than Sonic.
The surface? That means we'll be getting flight units, huh? Better head
Yeah,
for
the
the
movement
hangar.
in this game feels really nice. You have
Usually
like
we can't get
a double
near
jump,
flight
and then
units.
you can also hang
Way
off your
too
pod
expensive for us
to
grunts.
hover.
Too bad they can't mass produce these
And,
things yet.
everything
The
just feels
hangar's
nice.
up ahead.
It's definitely like
Let's
a
go.
platinum thing. Alright, let's go, lads.
Let's do this. By the way, that transformer was me.
I wish I could have this. I could go to work.
Transform 17 freaking steps in 1 second.
Hey, 2B. Why do you think they sent a combat model like you to a recon job? If all they want is intel, we scanner models are built for that kind of thing.
Orders are orders.
Alright, alright.
So we have another shoot 'em up segment, and then we're going to go back to the surface. Spencer left, so I'm just talking to
You're
myself.
going to have some new weaponry installed from here on out. I'll put up instructions for you. Make sure to commit them to memory.
Roger.
As far from what I remember, this is like one of the last shoot 'em up segments for a while.
Sorry, lads, I was MIA there for a second. I got a little too hungry for my own good, you know what I'm saying?
My pizza.
My lady pizza. Backgrounds are so cool.
Bunker to 2B, commit. I've settled
Yeah,
in
while you're
with
gone,
your
I
flight
said
today.
that
You'll be touching
I'm
down
pretty sure this is
further
one of the
away
last
from the
shoot 'em up
system,
segments for a
unfortunately.
while.
Sorry for
There's
the
really
trouble.
not that
Well,
many
we
of
can't
them
risk the
in this
enemy
game from what I
discovering their
remember.
position.
They just
Understood.
front load it.
Good luck down there.
If they wanted to make a, it's just so hard to make a game that's only a shooter nowadays. People expect more, you know?
Yeah. Anything that you have to make a lot of assets that you fly by very quickly, and you can't just like reuse a lot of stuff. Like, developers just don't want to do it anymore because developing games is so expensive nowadays, and you just want to get everything out of the game. And I think that this game, unfortunately, also kind of suffers from that, where they want to maximize the area. Because this game isn't the biggest in the world. It has like 3 major areas, but there's a lot of back and forth, which I hope I can minimize if I do like some side quests and some stuff off screen.
Proposal. Proceed to target location.
Thank you.
Is this the newest?
Hey, 2B!
What?
I was thinking for a second. Is this the newest earnest LP that we've done on a game? Like, have we ever done a PS4 game that was a straight-up actual LP and not just showing off a game? I'm not counting the Switch, because that's a different kind of thing, you know?
You did White Day for
According to
PS4
our
and completed
intel,
it.
none of the machines in this area are
I guess
hostile.
that would be around the
We've
same
been
time.
seeing
It kind
more
of doesn't
enemies like
count
this
though
lately.
because it's a
They
stupid
just
horror game
stand
that's
there,
bad.
staring
Yeah.
into space.
I'm just trying to think. We've, like, shown some games off before, but I don't ever remember, like, straight-up playing
Yeah.
PS4 games, because they're just too long to do LPs sometimes.
And I hope that this isn't too long or too
Map
boring.
data
So
obtained
we'll
from
see what
Bunker.
happens.
Data may be
But
displayed from the
if
system
this
menu.
LP stalls
data,
for whatever
huh?
reason, that's
It's
probably
hard
the
to get an
reason why.
accurate picture from this. Our satellite resolution isn't so hot. Hopefully they deploy some new satellites soon.
A general idea is good
What are
enough.
these, moose?
You don't let anything get in your way, do you?
This is kind of like the setting before crap hits the fan of Darksiders 1 as well. It's like New York City or wherever you are, and like everything's all run over. Then, of course, you know, demons come out and it gets all crazy.
I remember playing Darksiders 1 for like a total of 10 minutes, and like the city getting destroyed within 30 seconds of you starting.
Yep.
One thing I kind of noticed while playing this game again is that this game runs really
So this is
nice
the
in terms
Resistance
of like
camp, huh?
very
We
stable
should
60
probably go talk to their
FPS.
leader first thing.
But it's also a very kind of drab-looking game at times. Like especially here, it's like how many shades of gray are happening.
You're number 2.
You know about 2B?
Yes, well, the bunker told me to expect you. My name is Anemone. I'm the leader of the android
my
resistance that controls most of this territory. You must be the new scouts we heard about. Well, I'm sure my people will have plenty of information for you. Please feel free to ask them anything you like.